go
Okay,
destroy
so
this.
I've hit the start record. I'm not streaming it live. I'm just doing a. I'm just hit the record button. That's all I've done,
Sure.
and then I'll post it on my Facebook or whatever, and we'll run from there. Okay. Okay.
If you say so. Now
Anyways,
where am I? Now
eh,
I'm going this way.
we're now recording and going, and kind of this is gonna be kind of probably an impromptu. As you'll notice on the video, it says it's a finite exposure quickie. Yes, yes, I am working on reviving finite exposure best I can. It's taking a little bit of work though. Uh,
Well, and sadly, that'll be your job. That won't be mine
yes,
because I'm in the Putnam County Spelling Bee until the third week of October.
yeah, well, yeah, but there's also the fact that I'm trying to bring back the love child of madness that we started oh so long ago with, and this is at least the first step. I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, and that ended up being more your show anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, so part of why we're doing a quick finite exposure quickie is because this is big news. It's like this is one of those big things that just happened yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday that the news dropped, um, and it was
yeah, it was.
a real serious surprise. Real serious surprise is that basically the head of the story and like all sorts of just all sorts of things for Blizzard Entertainment from Diablo. He had a hand in Diablo, the Lost Vikings, World of Warcraft. Real heavy on Warcraft,
Well, let's be
Starcraft.
honest, he's literally been there since the beginning of the company.
Yes, before he was even
So,
Blizzard. Before he was even Blizzard, he was there at the
yeah.
beginning. Um, and that is Chris Metzin. Has announced he is to retire. That he is not retired yet. He has not hung up his hat, but he is retiring. That is one thing that's pissing me off so badly. Is so many sites are going, Chris Metzin retired. He is gone. No, motherfucker. He ain't gone yet. He is going to be gone soon. TM. If you get that joke, you've played anything by Blizzard for too long. Um,
Mm,
but no, I mean it really is kind of a shock. On the other hand, it does explain why in this expansion, World of Warcraft Legion, that a lot of the characters he voices are getting killed off or being pushed back. I mean, it does explain that really well.
what
Uh,
does? Sorry.
him retiring because he voiced Varian Wyrn, he voiced Thrall, and just so many other countless voices. Hell, he even had a part in the World of Warcraft movie, or at least the
Well,
Warcraft
come
movie.
on, there's no way he wouldn't.
No, it was kind of fun to see him as a perfume vendor, but it was just like, oh my god, Chris Metzin, the man who gave rise
Rise?
that yes, thank you, gave rise to the continued virginity of an entire generation.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's I don't know if you'd count me in that number, but yeah.
well, I mean, come on, how that was kind of the longest running joke for WoW players is WoW, cheapest thing to keep kids' virginity ever, which is was
Well, $15 a month, that's debatable. Considering you can get condoms for a quarter in a bathroom.
yeah, but getting condoms for a quarter and actually using condoms for a quarter is two different things.
Yeah, good point.
But it is just kind of a shock, especially since we are what a month and a half away from BlizzCon. They just had a big announcement at Gamescom involving the next not expansion but the next big patch in WoW. The return to Karazhan patch, and everything else. And it was a very actually heartfelt post that when he finally put his own post up, announcing it, where he's been with the company for 23 years. He's been through all these adventures. He's done all this stuff, and he's got kids now. He's got kids, and he wants to be able to spend time with his kids.
Well,
Um,
yeah. Just because his player base wasn't getting any doesn't mean he wasn't.
yeah.
And
Uh,
apparently he disproved that myth rather quickly.
well, let's be honest. If he walked up to any random decent-looking blood elf chick walking around BlizzCon and said, "I want you," he probably could have had her. Um,
What do you mean blood elf chick? Probably any chick and half of the dudes.
True, true. Even I would sit there and go, he's not bad looking. It'd take a whole
I've
lot more.
actually
It would take a whole lot
don't
more
think I've
alcohol.
well, there's plenty of alcohol at BlizzCon. Come
Yeah,
on, ask Daniel Brewer that.
true.
Well, no, literally,
Yeah, I know.
aside up until this year, he has gone quite a, yeah, he's not going this year, but he goes, I think every year I've listened that we've been around Pride 48, we've heard of him going at some point. So,
Yeah. So I mean, so that's kind of interesting too. But it is just a real serious shock to see. Such a. I mean, almost everyone in the game industry knows who the hell Chris Metzin is.
well, yeah,
I
he's
mean,
responsible for games taking off the way they have. If you think about it.
at least, uh, in some ways, at least in the MMO sense, because
Yeah.
without a lot of his storyboard ideas, without a lot of his voice acting, without the brainchild and love child that is WoW to him, a lot of the MMO community wouldn't be the way it is today, which is both a good and bad thing. Over the last, 12, 14 years WoW's been around? Yeah. Um, 12 years. I apologize. Um, so it really is just kind of like, damn, there he goes, man. I really hope he's gonna make one last BlizzCon appearance. Like he retires the day after BlizzCon.
Oh, I honestly would not be surprised to see him regularly at BlizzCons. Just because he's retiring doesn't mean that he isn't going to be interested.
Oh no, and he'll probably still be invited back as like a guest of honor and this and that. Da, da,
Yeah,
da.
exactly. He'll be a long-standing guest of honor.
Yeah, um, but just like but for his official retirement, I would love to see him just hang up his hat, go scream out for the Horde or for Azeroth one more time, and they close end BlizzCon and that's it for him. Um,
Well, keep in mind, he's quitting his job. He will most likely still be a voice actor because that's not his job. That's something he does for fun.
no,
So I sincerely doubt he's done with the games. He's just done being in charge.
well he's flat out retiring from Blizzard in total. So,
Oh,
um, like I
I was
said,
gonna say, I was gonna say voice acting isn't all that hard. He can come back for like a one or two line thing every now and then.
yeah, but you have to imagine how
Where
many
the
voice
fuck
lines.
am I going?
You have to think, with all the voice acting he's done for, Blizzard and whatnot. Wonder how many files are in the vault. Uh, wait,
Well, and what I would do is I would have him. Well, I guess I was going the right way. I would have him like re-record like the male voices, just because
yeah,
then, well, fuck, then he's going to be in the game forever, and not even the character, the player character, but have him like make a generic male response thing. That way, when you talk to vendors or whatnot, that's one of the voices. Like Undead have
yeah.
like five or six different voices.
Well, yeah, yeah, and
And with this expansion, they've gotten more. So it wouldn't be unheard of to just sneak one more in.
no, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't. But just it is kind of sad to see him go. Um,
How the
anyways,
fuck do I get out of here?
anyways, I think that's gonna pretty much do it. Thank you, Chris Metzin, for all the crap you've done, and we are going to miss you in WoW. I
It's definitely making you think what the future of WoW is going to be like.
oh yeah, very much so. Um, But it also,
Well,
and
I
speaking of that real quick before I go back into my pseudo eulogy of his career, uh, is with how Legion storylines are playing out, you have to wonder how much of this is, how much of it was him sitting there going, okay, this is gonna be my
that's
last big thing.
That's what I was going to say because being a shaman,
Hmm.
Thrall has abdicated the earthen ring and has said that he needs to go off on his own because the elements after Draenor don't respond to him anymore.
Yeah,
So he essentially just gave Thrall an out where Thrall
yeah.
never has to appear again.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, a lot of characters he has personally voiced are going on the back burner or dead. So it's really going to affect the game. It really is. And since he's been the chief storyboard designer and storyline crafter and voice actor for so many characters, this expansion is pretty much his. This is his goodbye, which is probably why it's so heavy on the feels. Oh my god. Um,
Yeah. No,
eh,
wrong way again. God, I hate that. I
he's
have two quests going, so when I clear one, instead of going to the next part of that quest, it takes me back. Oh, now you got to, God damn it. I don't usually realize I'm going the wrong way until I'm like halfway away. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
yes, he's playing.
I'm not that special. Well, actually,
Ironically,
yes, I am.
He is playing WoW while we're doing this. But like I said, it was a
I
quickie.
gotta catch up to your ass. You're way ahead of me.
Anyways, so this has been a little finite exposure quickie, and to Chris Metzin, you know what? Thank you for everything you've done. I hope you enjoy your retirement whenever it becomes official that you are retired and done. Um,
Yeah.
as a longtime, Blizzard fan, as a longtime Warcraft player, as a longtime StarCraft supporter, Hearthstone, all of it, I have to say thank you. Thank you so
Oh,
very much
definitely.
for all you have done over all these years. And I have never got to meet the man, but I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. Anyways, that has been a little quick Finite Exposure quickie. You can follow us on
Yeah.
Finite Exposure on Facebook. You can find us on the Twitter feed. You can find me at Chaos Infinitium, or you can find Raving Rental at Raving Rental.
Yep.
And follow us on Pride 48 every week, or almost every week, depending on how our schedules line up. And we'll try to well, at least I'm going to try to pump out more Finite Exposure quickies and other Finite Exposure goodness here soon. I hope everyone has a good day, and thank you for listening.
Yep. Bye.